Elderly bicycle for sale here. What make is it? There's the front of the Dodge. Canadian military pattern cabbed Ford. Mid to late 1930s, Austin 10, Cambridge. Good morning, folks. We are at Sleap. It is the 1940s weekender event. Supposedly quite a bit of a vintage fly-in. The Avro Anson is doing pleasure flights, and there are meant to be sort of various 1940s related stalls and activities going on, so we thought we'll head over here and come and have a look round. What do we see in the line of cars in the car park but this fantastic Austin A40 Cambridge, all 1200 cc's of it. Of course, this is post 1940s, this is mid 1950s. What a great little car, and I thought I'd have to have a quick shufty at this before we make our way down to the event itself. Quite a rare old survivor, this one. This clearly is a huge event. I've never been to an event here at Sleap Airfield before. Obviously we do pop down from time to time. We came down a few weeks ago in the Ford V8 Pilot, somewhat appropriately. If you haven't seen a video yet, check out the Planes, Trailers and Automobiles video, because there's a lot of footage of Sleap in there, along with many other things. Yeah, this is a former taxiway. Half of it's been tarmacked, but half of it's still the original concrete surface. Anyway, let's keep going, see what's here today. We've never been to this event before. Clearly it's all 1940s themed. We did think of coming down in the Pilot, but it was a very last minute decision to come down here, and we thought, well, we may just end up in a regular car park, so there's probably not much point turning up in something old. Ooh, what do we have here? Triumph Herald convertible, no less. 1360 Herald on Mini-Lite wheels with Triumph mud flaps, of which we approve strongly. Yeah, very bonny little car, this one. Yeah, lovely jubbly. Many things on sale. That was the Avro Anson just flying past. We're going to have a quick look around the stalls while we're here, and then we'll go and have a look at some of the vehicles that we saw parked up. Elderly bicycle for sale here. What make is it? It's a Rally, or the Rally. Yeah. Quite a lineup of classic commercials, military vehicles down here, so we'll have a ganders. This is a Morris commercial MRA1 of 1952 with general service body on the back. So this is sort of the military derivative of the Morris, sort of the LC series, the LC5 springs to mind with that one. Got a chunky old fella. Let's go and have a look around the back. We'll keep an eye out for the Anson. It's doing several flights hopefully today. Lots of military spec tent. Oh, we've got a Dodge here. Which model? I always forget which models these are, these military Dodges from the Second World War. But the running gear is very similar to that of our old pickup truck, which dates to 1947. This is probably 42 or 43, I would have thought. There's the front of the Dodge. Various jeeps on manoeuvres. There are some reenactor groups here today, so I'm guessing this is part of it.
That sounds really nice.
Of course, this was an active airfield during the Second World War, RAF Sleap. It's all very appropriate that this 1940s weekend is held here. A couple more examples of jeeps along here, and the old VW Kubelwagen. Now over here next to the Landy we have a Ford, a Canadian military pattern cabbed Ford. There are also Chevy versions of these available during the Second World War. Many of these were converted when they were demobbed after the Second World War. Many of these were converted into sort of breakdown wagons, that kind of thing. A friend of mine, at the local garage, they had one of these which had been bought by a garage in the 1950s, and it still had the old AA and RAC recovery sign writing on the side. It's a fantastic old vehicle. It could even have been this, possibly. But naturally, I think theirs was a Chevrolet, but they're very, very similar looking vehicles. The CMP, the Canadian military pattern, Chevys and the Fords, which is what we're looking at here. But how cool is that? The great thing about all these military reenactors and military vehicle owners, they really go to town with all the old clothing, they're wearing the right gear, all the accessories, all this kind of stuff. That's a great old bicycle there. I hear some gunfire behind us. A couple more jeeps over here. And what's this bike here? DKW. Again, fully equipped with all the accessories you'd expect to see on a military jeep of the 1940s. We've got the spade there on the side, and pickaxe, all sorts of goodies. Some hand grenades there. Brilliantly turned out, all these vehicles. 2 wheels, 4 wheels, and I'm sure we'll see some 6-wheelers here before the day is through. Got a Royal Enfield over here.
Because that's the other one. Aren't these DKWs?
The guy in Talent was operating.
Another German DKW alongside.
Guy is selling. Got 5 garages, sheds, all push bikes.
Next to the DKW, a fantastic aerial. Got the ARP Warden's bicycle alongside that. Certainly no shortage of jeeps, just as it was in the Second World War. Lovely Norden here. Of course, if it had been restored back into military colours, Big Dodge would have been very, very suitable here. That served on an unknown airbase during the Second World War, and I have actually read a book of a lady who worked or drove in the WWII the Women's Auxiliary Air Force in the Second World War, and she drove a Dodge, just like Big Dodge, between here and RAF Tilstock, which isn't too far away from here either. So yeah, it would be very, very suitable and very appropriate to have Big Dodge here had it been in RAF livery, but restored as it is in the racing car transporter guise, which is what it was following the Second World War. Probably not quite as appropriate now, but yeah, it's definitely the kind of place where such a vehicle would have been used, what, 80 odd years ago now. On the back of this Jeep here, we've got, amongst much equipment, is one of those folding paratrooper type bicycles. How fantastic is that? Made by BSA. These would have been chucked out of aircraft along with parachutists, and then unfold them, and they could paddle away across enemy territory. No chrome on these, everything's painted out obviously, but you have got the BSA logo on the little lamp mounting there. Great little toolbox on the back, the little saddlebag, and also BSA over here. And who doesn't love a good old typewriter? Oh, I used to have something a bit like that when I was a kid. Incredible little machines. Another Kubelwagen over here, so rear-engined air-cooled just like the Beetle.
So what I'm going to do
You're going to have to, yeah, cables.
First tractor then, very big.
I'll carry on round here. What have we got here? Is this a Leyland? I think that's a Leyland, but I could be wrong. I probably am. I'm not too well up on my militaries.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not. It's a shock of it and everything else.
Pretty sure this is a GMC over here. I know the feeling.
Yes, thank you.
That sounds lovely. Some pretty hefty radio control aircraft out today as well.
They're quite convincing, aren't they?
They're good, isn't it? Wellington.
Big things, aren't they?
Yeah. I've never seen the roads in them. I've seen the like one, I've seen it flying.
Pretty big.
Hey, hey!
Look at this beauty over here. This is a late 1930s, mid to late 1930s Austin 10 Cambridge, done up in RAF livery, staff car livery. How neat is that? So there's the little 4-cylinder side valve engine. Oh, what a fab little car this is. And the original dealer supplier plaque from Ripon, just over on the dashboard there. What a stunning little car that is. Extremely chunky town and country type tyres on the back. So what size are they? 16, so they're probably Land Rover spec, I would have thought. The old wartime control tower still in use here at Sleap.
Taj Mahal, out in the Middle East, Afghanistan too. All over for your close inspection, the officers say, God sir, what a nice good your complexion. On the chest there Winston can be found, if you care to look around. There Dave Morden, don't he look cute, in his new shiny suit. He goes round every night to make the blackout sure. So if you've got a light in your window, you'll have it round at your door. His headquarters is plain, and down by Lover's Lane, and he goes there every evening anyhow.
Don't tell him, Pike. This tractor really is quite something. I love the radiator blind on there just to aid cooling, or rather avoid too much cooling during the winter months. A cockshut by Hart Parr. There we go, 1938 cockshut Hart Parr. Worked in the sawmills in Canada, went into a museum, imported here in the 1990s. Yes, the Allies and the Axis powers are represented here today at Sleap. So these Kubelwagens were, yeah, VW based. Not entirely sure what we're looking at here. We saw this one manoeuvring earlier on. We've got German jerry cans, of course. The jerry cans were originally a German design, and then the Allies got hold, I'm not sure if they got hold of the plans or they just got hold of a few jerry cans and replicated them for our own use. This is the Daimler Dingo Scout car from the Second World War. What do we have on the back here? A little trailer designed for carrying this little motorcycle. So the Excelsior well bike, no less. How neat is that?
That's about the smallest carburettor I've ever seen.
That is a tiny carburettor.
And it's got one of these sort of like what people do as cold air intakes and stuff, isn't it?
Yes, looks like it's off a lawnmower, doesn't it? Yeah, the Excelsior well bike. Bit of information there. Folding motorcycles drop behind enemy lines to provide transport for landing airborne forces. A range of 90 miles and a top speed of 30 miles an hour. Well, there's been a fantastic turnout of old military vehicles and old vehicles in general here today at Sleap. You'll note on this Canadian military pattern Ford how the screens tilt forwards. They're actually angled forwards. Yeah, 1942 is it? And the idea behind that was that if there was enemy aircraft flying above, you wouldn't get any reflection of the windscreens, giving away the position of the vehicles on the ground. So that's the reason for that. There's just a few spits and spots of the wet stuff in the air, so I think we will probably start to wrap this one up. This is one of the rarest vehicles here, this CMP, Canadian military pattern Ford. And the replica of a Kubelwagen here, alongside various Jeeps, just starting to get a little bit damp. Roofs are going up. Just a few weatherproofing precautions heading up So yes, I think we will wrap this one up as we stare at this incredible wartime Dodge. Thank you so much for watching this short video, just something a little bit different for the channel, just a bit different from the usual. So thank you very much for watching. Please check out the rest of the channel while you're here, and there'll be many more videos along very, very soon, including no doubt quite a few about our old 1940s Dodges back at OCC HQ.